Hey there, I'm Jaye Renee, and welcome to New Beauty with Jaye Renee. I'm part of a group of underground beauty professionals and entrepreneurs that you've probably never heard of. We're beauty rebels. We didn't take the traditional path in life, but we understand that beauty professionals have some of the most powerful hands in the world, with the power to help people transform their lives every day. Yes, there are those that try to convince us that our industry is vain and it's superficial, but we prove them wrong every day because we have products and services that we know can change people's lives. We're pretty smart. So don't let our good looks fool you. Because we didn't take the traditional path in life, we have to do things differently. Because we're not weighed down by conventional thinking, we see things from a different perspective. Because of that, we can move differently. We recognize that the marketplace has changed and that we must do things smarter. How do we do this? It's not by asking for permission to do so, that's for sure. Sure, there are some that would like you to think that we aren't serious about business, but make no mistake, we're not here just to play dress up. We're the creatives, the loud ones, we're the weirdos, the ones who don't listen, the ones that are proud to blaze our own path and leave the way open for our colleagues to follow. We're misfits, we're troublemakers and showstoppers. We're beauty rebels, and don't forget, we're pretty smart. On this podcast, you'll find a mix of my trainings, marketing tips, and beauty business insider information, as well as interviews, chats, and my current thoughts. The beauty industry is changing, and it's more exciting than ever, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. The people in it are some of the most creative and talented in the world. So, here you'll find great information on how to increase your profits and grow your business as a beauty industry professional. Have any questions? Would like to be featured? Looking for a speaker for your next event? Contact me through my website at jayrenee.com. Please be sure to subscribe to this podcast, review it, and rate it, and send me an email at any time to give me some feedback. So let's get started on today's episode. Hey guys, it's Jay. So in this, I'm going to do a series on New Beauty with Jay. I'm going to break this series down and I'm going to do a series of my book, The Six-Figure Stylist, Secrets to Exploding Your Beauty Industry Business and Creating Success by Design. Now, I'm going to do this for a few reasons. One, obviously, it's a great book with a lot of great content. I know that it's not always feasible for you to sit down and take the time to read it, although it's a quick read. It's a lot of information that's condensed, so it doesn't take you long, but sometimes it's a lot easier to be able to turn on your podcast and listen. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to have each chapter of the book broken down into various segments so that you'll be able to come to the podcast, and I'll have them labeled. So when you come here, you'll know that this is the beginning, chapter 1, chapter 2, so on and so forth. Another reason that I'm doing this is because when you write something down, when you write a book or you write something and it's actually in hard copy, ideas change, philosophies change, information changes. That's just the nature of the world that we live in. There's always change. And so there's always updates. And so, again, one of the main reasons, in addition to making it convenient for you, that I am doing this book broken up into segments on the New Beauty with Jaye Renee podcast is because the book I originally published in 2010. So that's 7 years ago. Re-released it in 2012 and then 2014. And then I've done some recent updates, but I really haven't had a chance to do a part 2 or completely revamp it. So this, I believe, is the best way for you to get the content in the most convenient way. So I hope you enjoy. Again, it is The Six-Figure Stylist, Secrets to Exploding Your Beauty Industry Business and Creating Success by Design. Now, if you would like a copy for yourself, you can get a copy by going to my website, jayrenee.com, or you can go to the number 6, figurestylist.com. and you can enter your email and you'll be able to get a full digital copy there, and you'll be able to save it with your files and all that other stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. Listen up. The old way of doing things in the beauty industry is broken, and it's gone forever. Things will never be as they once were. While some time-honored, proven business strategies continue to have their place, and not only that, they will always have their place, but they must be combined with new, more creative thinking and with thorough and disciplined methods that prove effective with the realities of the new direction that the industry is going in, and also the desires of its professionals, its consumers, and its clients. Here's a brief overview of the contents you'll find in the Six-Figure Stylist. The preface. Chapter 1, it's time to make a decision. Chapter 2, how to get all the clients you want. Chapter 3, keeping your clients for life. Chapter 4, projecting the most profitable image. Chapter 5, salon choreography for maximum profit. Chapter 6, put even more profit in your pockets. Chapter 7, sales techniques and strategies that really work. Chapter 8, taking care of people. Chapter 9, the proper mindset for maximum profit. Chapter 10, understanding why they buy. Bonus chapter, networking your way around. Final thoughts, where to go from here. Steps to quick start your success. Resources, and there's a page for you to share your story. Here's the preface. Welcome to the new area of the beauty industry. It's here, and I know you felt the changes. Maybe you've noticed that something was different, but could not quite recognize what it was. Does any of this sound familiar to you? You find it hard to get new clients. If you're able to find new clients, you can't get them to return as you wish. You find it hard to find competent staff who understand your vision. You're noticing an extreme lack of loyalty in both clients and staff. Profits, if you have any, are not stable or predictable. You have worried that someone in your staff one day will walk away with your clients. You've been afraid of someone stealing and sharing your secrets and other proprietary information. You have worried about staying ahead of the trends, not wanting to fall behind. You want to be sure that you can retire comfortably. You want to increase your business exposure. Clients don't recognize the difference between you and your competition. Potential clients feel that they can do your job better than you can and don't fully realize your value. You don't want to simply survive in this industry. You want to thrive, creating maximum profit and wealth along the way. If any of those bullet points sound familiar to you, you've definitely felt the changes. Here's the great news, though. Those who understand that things have changed and make the decision to do something about it, success will be at hand for them and will be easier than you think. Now, too many will decide to do nothing. They will stand idle while their businesses collapse right before their eyes. Well, that's if their business even gets a chance to get off the ground, if it hasn't already started. For those of you who respond boldly and intelligently, incredible opportunities that are bigger and better than ever are waiting for you. In this new era of the beauty industry, there will be opportunities, and these opportunities will be more accessible than ever. The weak will struggle to stand, if at all, and those who decide to act will be en route to all the benefits that drew you to the industry in the first place. Great pay, travel, multiple streams of income, the list just goes on. You and you alone can make the decision to either lie down and struggle or to stand tall. Standing tall is the only way unless you want to be trampled on. This new era of the beauty industry has new rules. I must also mention the critical principles of this industry that too many professionals have long forgotten, these fundamentals must still be recognized and respected. The Six-Figure Stylist, Secrets to Exploding Your Beauty Industry Business and Creating Success by Design, is all about this new era and those forgotten principles that will propel you forward to the pinnacle of one of the best industries in the world. This book is not just for hairstylists, but for all members of the beauty industry. You will find that often I make references to and use examples of hairstylists and or salons, but you can also use this information and strategies found in this book no matter what your profession is within the industry, no matter what business you own in the industry, whether it be a barbershop, a spa, whether you're a makeup artist, a nail tech with the nail salon, etc. I also use the pronouns she and her to illustrate some of the stories in certain situations. When I do, it in no way insinuates that a customer, client, or professional must be a woman, but rather to avoid saying he or she or him or her. For all intents and purposes, it just allows me to keep it simple. This book is also vitally helpful if you own a business that serves the beauty industry, if you're a beauty school, or if you have an association in the beauty industry as well. Before we go any further, let me say this. I love this industry. There's nothing like it in the world. Its professionals are some of the most creative, talented, innovative, intelligent people in the world. Now, when I wrote this book, we were operating in a $42 billion industry. That was 2010. Now it's over $62 billion and growing. It is my goal that you get as big a piece of that pie as you wish, and I want to help you do that. At the end of some of the chapters, there are a few assignments for you to do that will help reinforce some of the information in the book and to help you get the most out of it. With that said, I not only hope that you profit from this book, but that you enjoy it as well. As always, I welcome your thoughts and questions, and you can communicate with me via my website, JayeRenee.com. I am available on Instagram at BeautyIndustryJ, Jaye. I'm also on Twitter and some of the other social media as well. The best way is actually just to go to my website and send me an email or something there. Chapter 1. It's time to make a decision. If you must choose between a meal or a book, buy the book. Go hungry. Study so you can escape such a sad and precarious position. That quote is by Ben Franklin. Now is the time to make a decision. One must be made before you move forward. You must decide to take control of your future and make a commitment to do what you need to do to be successful in this new era. There's nothing to be afraid of, especially if you're ready to learn the new rules and understand the principles that are so vital to your success in this industry. The people who will not be successful will only fail because they decide to do nothing. They refuse to acknowledge change, refuse to realize that by doing nothing or proceeding with business as usual, that they are actually, in fact, helping those who do decide to do something. Basically, they'll make it easier for you to take over the industry. By refusing to acknowledge the changes they know that are already underway and the changes that I'm sure they've noticed, they are ensuring that they themselves and their business is doing nothing but staying stagnant and waiting to be trampled upon. To make it, you will need to be decisive and determined. You will need a steadfast commitment. You must be firm in your resolve to gain an understanding of how things have changed, to embrace those changes, and to uphold also the time-honored principles that serve as fundamental building blocks for you and your business. You will develop habits and behaviors that seem to be contrary to those of your peers because you will find that the ideals, the strategies, and ways of thinking found in this book are remarkably different from what you see in the industry often, and that's for good reason. Too many professionals in this industry are suffering They are nowhere close to reaching their potential. And if you decide to continue along the same road with them, you will get the same results. Now, I will be honest and tell you that some may not understand the changes you will be making, especially in the beginning, but they will see the fruit of your efforts. For this reason, it is very important for you to associate with other professionals, entrepreneurs, advisory groups, and coaches so that you can share ideas, get feedback, and support along the way. It is also important for you to be encouraged regularly and for you to know that there are people out there who are committed to success just like you. Being a professional can get lonely, especially if you're successful. Let's just put it like that. But never let yourself become isolated, and do not be afraid to take advantage of resources that are available to you, that are there to help you get out and about and move along the way. Associate with those who get it all, because others will just hold you back. It doesn't matter where you're starting from, and it doesn't matter where you are now. All that matters is that you set your mind to where it is you want to go, and that you take advantage of the information available to you for you to get where you want to go. I remember being about 9 years old, actually, on my way to third grade, and I was a cheerleader for a little football team. We had practices in the evening during the summer just before school started, and my mom and I would walk to the field that we practiced to because at the time she didn't have a car. And I remember asking her one day after watching the movie Coming to America if I could get a Jerry curl. It's so funny, so go ahead and laugh. But I wanted it bad. I'm sure that any of you listening to the sound of my voice are familiar with what a Jerry curl is. But if not, then you can look up the movie Coming to America and Soul Glow and look at some of the commercials and things that were on there. Or you can look at old school like Ice Cube and them from the West Coast and NWA. Anyway, we had been having kind of a bit of a rough time that year, and so she let me get it. Things were going good in the beginning. Picture day came around, and I was as happy as I could be. I remember the picture clearly that I took for picture day. It had a black background with pink and blue lasers, and I sat there with my black shirt and my gold earrings, and I was smiling so hard. I was so happy that day. We still walked to practice about 3 days a week, and the weather was hot out. And if you're familiar with any mid-Atlantic, East Coast, Washington, D.C. area summers, the humidity does not play. So things start to slowly change over the weeks following my initial appointment. When I initially got my hair done, I gotten some of the products that I needed to maintain my style. Like, I didn't have any clue, what I would need to do beyond that. And my mom kind of had a rough idea, but we really didn't fully understand. Me being the age that I wasn't fully understanding of the commitment that I was getting myself into with this hairstyle. So we had the products and we thought that was enough, right? Wrong. So, we really didn't have the money for regular repeat visits to the salon. And honestly, we really didn't even have money for some of the products that I needed to keep my hair moisturized in the way it was at the salon. So I began to dilute the products to make them last longer. The more time passed, the smaller amount of the actual product I was actually using in my hair. I mixed and I watered down and I watered down. And what eventually happened is probably what you can guess. Looking back, I remember two things about getting that Jerry curl. I remember getting it and how happy I was on picture day. And I remember how devastated I was by the time I let it go. As you can imagine, my hair was a mess. It was so dry. It was it was a mess. And I went through a tough time in school. I was sad. I was depressed. I was feeling all these kinds of emotions, and having issues with self-esteem because I was going through something. My self-esteem was gone. My hair was a mess, and I didn't really understand what's going on. Long story short, I did get the situation resolved, but that experience left a profound impact on my life. And I realized the first time that your hair, amongst other things, had a real effect on your physiology. And that is to say that, the way that you feel about yourself, not that it's rooted in what you look like, but especially for young girls and people who are growing up, if you don't, it's a basic necessity for people to look good and feel confident in how they are being presented. And once I realized that the way I presented myself and my hair and all that stuff had an effect on my performance in general, I looked around and I noticed that maybe it was this way for other people as well. So, a long story shorter, that experience has led me to chart the course that I am now charting. So, it doesn't matter how you became interested in this industry or how you've been able to perceive the effect of this industry onto people's lives. All that matters is that you're here, and all that matters is what you do with this opportunity now that you have it. And with that said, this concludes chapter 1, and I will follow up with chapter 2. If you have any questions about chapter 1 or anything in it, then please let me know. Visit my website or hit me on Instagram and check out chapter 2 on the next excerpt. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode of New Beauty with Jaye Renee. If you have any questions or would like clarity on anything you heard today, please feel free to send me an email at jaye@jayerenee.com. I will be more than happy to answer any and all of your questions. You can stay up to date with what's going on in my world by heading over to my website at jayerenee.com. And fellow beauty rebels, you can follow me on Instagram at beautyindustryj. That's Jaye. If you would like more information on how to hang with fellow beauty rebels, send me a direct message or private message on Instagram. Oh yeah, don't forget you can get a free copy of my book, The Six-Figure Stylist, Secrets to Exploding Your Beauty Industry Business and Creating Success by Design, by going to thesixfigurestylist.com. That's the Six-Figure Stylist with the number 6. Join me next time, and remember, you and your clients are just one hand away from what you want. I'll talk to you next time.